Hey, it's the Nerdy Sports Fan. We're doing draft grades, and we've already gone through a good amount at this point. We're in the tail end of the NFC East. We already have the Eagles, Washington Giants. We've already got the AFC East done, so go back and check out those videos if you would like. And let's dig into these Cowboys. So, I normally, in the past, have really disliked Jerry Jones's management style and drafting, but in recent years it's gotten a hell of a lot better, and I don't know why. There were a lot of rumblings that he was giving up a lot of the power in the room to more of the football people and other people in the family. I think his son was getting a little bit more involved and maybe had his head a little bit more on his shoulders. So maybe that's it. Maybe after all these years, he's finally learned how to be an effective front office man in football. Either one could be true. Either way, he's been a hell of a lot more effective in the draft of late than he was early on assuming this role. And the number one pick, CeeDee Lamb, came out of left field. Nobody expected it, and I think it's genius. Getting CeeDee Lamb, adding that level of receiver talent to an already dynamic offense when you have an offensive-minded head coach who's shown that he can put a Super Bowl winning team together, I love it. Who the hell wants to line up against the Cowboys right now? Really? With Amari Cooper, Galladay, and, not Galladay. You have a good young receiving core. Sorry, I'm thinking about the Detroit as well, because they're similarly built. But you have top-tier talent and a hell of a lot of good youth. Gallup. That's the name I'm looking for. Michael Gallup. And Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott still. What the hell are teams going to do against that? Really? No chance to stop it all game forever. So I love the CeeDee Lamb pick. It's pushing this offense more in the range of what the Chiefs have, where you have so many talented wideouts that you're putting on the field at the same time. Who the hell are you going to guard? Who are you going to double? Because whoever you decide to not double is going to be open. Period. And Dak is a mobile enough quarterback, even though he has the best offensive line in football still, and one of the best running backs in football. Dak, his mobility added into that mix, makes it so he can extend plays. So we're making the receiving core even more valuable, as long as they're good at the scramble drill, which really isn't something CeeDee Lamb's had to do to this point, but I'm sure he can learn. So that, again, I feel is genius. Later on in the draft, Trayvon Diggs addresses the immediate need at corner. You're getting a guy from a solid winning program who's going to step in and be a starter from day one. Now, I understand that's because you created the hole by letting Jones leave via free agency, but you can't spend money on everybody. And you're going to get serious production out of Diggs. So why not? He's got NFL pedigree. His brother's in the league. He knows what he's going to have to do once he gets to this level. I love the pick. I don't understand why he fell as hard as he did, because he was better than a lot of the corners that were picked in front of him in my mind. Now, Neville Gallimore, I'm really big on. I like Neville Gallimore. Some people had him as early as the end of the first and beginning of the second. In one of my mocks, I had him going in the first. I love Neville Gallimore. I think that his addition, along with Murray, was what made Oklahoma's defense good enough to have that team in the conversation for the national championship. They were always an offense-first team, and Gallimore was a big part of why that defense was finally good enough to get them into national title contention. So his run-stuffing ability is really going to complement the pass rushers you already have existing on the roster. So I think that's an absolute home run where you were able to draft him. Now, you also have Reggie Robinson, who's all right. You know, he's going to add to the depth of corner. I don't think that he's going to be a day one starter. He might fill in as a nickel almost immediately, maybe, but we'll see. The rest are kind of meh. I like Badais. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not really sure, as a center. Middle offensive line is typically drafted in that range, and, well, you need a center. So I like that pickup. He's somebody that is at least going to have potential to be a starter further down the road. At the very least, he's going to add to your depth and rotation in the offensive line, and that's good. All right? Having these guys compete honestly to get a serious player up there is going to be important in the preseason. So adding a center to the mix was a very good idea. And yeah, DiNucci and Anai are kind of whatever. You know, you're looking for special teams production out of them, but the top end of this draft was so damn good in my mind. The players that you're really depending on to contribute are gonna be your first 4 rounds, and I think they did extremely well addressing the needs on the team with players that had real value where you got them at. So kudos to Jerry, and I give the Cowboys an A this year. Now, if you want to check out what's going on in the rest of the league, by all means, hit up my other videos, and like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. Thanks for watching, guys.